this, then home must be a place we all can share.
And even with our differences, our hearts are much the same. Where love is.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome again to another video. These are the Blesseds. We are so much glad to have you here. If you have not subscribed, please hit that button over there for subscription.
There's more coming. So.
Yes, there's more coming videos. Last year we traveled to a certain country, so we are going to do our experience in Singapore.
The good things we learned and the, can we say bad things?
Well, some lessons.
And the bad experiences. The lessons we took and the ones we learned.
So maybe you're planning to travel to Singapore, you may consider this video before you travel there, because there's some good things you're going to learn and it's going to help you to plan. I know some people want to have vacations in that place. It's to begin with, it's a very nice country because we searched around the country to travel, and
if you will not be lucky enough to go, you can go with us in this video. With us in this video and experience.
Yeah, to begin with, actually the Singapore trip was a very long trip. It's a very long trip. 16 hours on the plane. That's from Canada to, because there was no layover, Air Canada.
I don't think I want to do a flight like
I think it's a good flight.
Again. How is it good, babe?
It's a good flight, you know. Once in a while you travel in such a long distance. I know many people don't want to do that.
16 hours?
You don't have to sit. There's in the plane when you're on the cruise level, you can just stand up and walk in the plane. You don't have to stand for 16
don't
hours.
Take my decision.
But being 16 hours on a flight non-stop,
it's a long flight.
Yeah, great. It's a long flight. I think it's something which you can consider
maybe
once.
People do more than that.
Yeah.
But not for me.
But if it's something you can consider for a long trip, that's fine. But that is the first time I think we have ever traveled in a 16. We normally do 8, like 6 hours, 4 hours, something like that. But that was, I think, was the longest flight that I have ever had.
But with good experiences.
Yeah.
And things to learn. Yeah.
So actually, let's begin with the airport.
Yes.
We arrived there in the morning, and the place looked so beautiful. The airport is well advanced. I can say like Singapore is one of the organized and high-tech country you may consider to travel. It's good, highly organized. So we are used to this kind of airports whereby you go and remove your belt, or you pass through security details and
remove
everything.
Even my watch. If I'm wearing a belt, please take it off. If I'm wearing my shoes, I need to remove them. Especially it's a cold season. You are fully packed. You are you and your package, and you need to take everything. Especially us ladies who prepare ahead.
One thing I want to advise my good men is that if you are married, tell your wife to bag fewer bags the better.
Babe.
I don't want you to travel with 1,000 bags. it's very hard.
Please, these ladies, I need to be protected.
Thousands bags, no.
There's no lady who can go
Let's carry fewer bags.
There's no lady, babe, who can go to a trip and carry one dress, one sweater, one socks, or 2. You need to carry like 10.
That's
15,
fine.
at
We agree.
In a defense, in case of emergency. What's the problem with that?
We agree on that aspect, but 1,000 bags. Let's do
it's not 1,000.
2 bags are okay, 1 bag is okay.
Be honest.
But the dragging on the airport with 1,000 bags, it's so hard.
1 bag is not realistic for a lady. They need even 2, 3. So,
but
ladies,
those who are not 3,
please, I need to be protected.
But those who are not 3, trust me. So anyway, we agree on that part. Traveling with fewer bags is the best next time.
Yeah.
But anyway, we agree on that part. So the place looks so good in terms of sightseeing. It's very appealing to the eye. I mean, like, it's a country I think you would like to
It's a good
travel.
tourist
Yeah.
attraction
Yeah.
place. Especially us who like nature. You guys know we love nature. And there are beautiful parks, there are gardens, very nice. So
We had an opportunity to visit some good places over there. We have the Singapore Botanical Garden. It's a very nice one if you want to go and see nature. That is a very beautiful place. If you get time, you're the privilege to travel there. It's a good place you can go and visit. You see all these kind of beautiful flowers. Very nice.
beautiful trees, green
My
and
wife
natural.
My wife was almost stuck in there, so I have to drag him.
Like I
drag
was
her
taking
out.
a picture everywhere.
I was almost, but I didn't get impatient though. So she almost
Patience,
got stuck
pace.
in those flower gardens. But anyway, we also visited the garden by the bay, Marina Bay Sands. It's close to Marina Bay Sands, which is a very expensive hotel. Very expensive hotel. So I think it's for the few. It's for the few. Marina Bay Sands. It's an hotel in which you can spend like $1,000 in a night.
600, 1,000. Even if it's two,
Maybe 6,000.
it's expensive.
It is
But
expensive.
if you have money, try that hotel. It's really nice.
Don't take this
It
advice.
looks nice. If you have money to take to a hotel, like $600,
Marina
Just
Bay
take
Sands
it.
is good for a visit,
but it's not wise.
not
But
for staying. Yeah, spend wisely. Don't
spend wise. You
spend
can go
extravagant.
to a good place,
Mhm.
but be wise in your spending. Don't come back empty. But again, if you want to go to Singapore, please prepare your pocket. Yeah.
Singapore is not a cheap country. Actually, when you compare Singaporean dollars and US dollars, it's close to 1 to 1.
Yeah.
Because like 1.3, 1.4, something like that. So it's an expensive country, I would say.
That's one of the
One of the
things we took from there. All
so you must prepare yourself
yeah.
before you go to Singapore in terms of your pocket, hey man. So you gotta make sure your pocket is good before you
Because
go there.
we stayed there at some point. I think we need to get out of here. It's time because every minute is spending because
But it's good a treat for
Yeah.
once, eh? Once in a while, it's good.
yeah.
So this place is a very organized and high tech. There are cameras close like every place,
Yeah.
and there is almost Wi-Fi in every place. In every bus stop, in the malls, there is always Wi-Fi everywhere, public Wi-Fi. Even around the airport, every airport I think that's the Wi-Fi and everything. But in this place we have public. It's kind of I would say it's very organized. Even the cities, Singapore is like a mini city. The whole country is like a city.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a city because one thing we want to talk about is there is no private property. No
You
private
own
land.
nothing. Okay, thank you. It's a good place, but it's not a good place for me to stay because you don't own nothing. Yes, other countries are also doing the same, but I think theirs is way, way far because nobody owns nothing.
So there's no private land. If you are planning, maybe you want to buy some land and then build your house, then Singapore is not for you.
Yes.
Because Singapore, there's no land. There's no private land. So there's no private house.
And I think that country is very easy to control people. Feel like the mark of the beast will be something something really easy to do to
So,
start with.
so what happens here is that the government builds even this actually the city buildings, the way they are strategically placed, they are very magnificent, very beautiful, very organized, the city. So the government builds all these buildings, so the buildings, they're going to be up to like 100 of floors, and then in this it builds the houses inside there. Then you go and they rent you money, they give you a job, and then you buy these houses from them.
And then you
So
start paying.
instead you start paying them, so you're kind of like a slave. Even though you buy that land, you buy that house which is in a story building, so at the end of the day, it's not yours.
It's not your house.
It is standing on somebody's land, which is the government. So the thing is, the government owns everything.
Everything.
It owns everything,
Even you.
including yourself.
Including yourself.
So I think it's very easy, as my wife says, to be controlled in that country. There's no freedom.
Yeah, because even farming, people don't do farming because of them there's no land. Everything they do, they get their food, they import it.
Can you imagine
So
living a place where there is completely no farming,
there's no
no
livestock.
agriculture?
You cannot see nothing. The food is only on the supermarkets, on the stores. I don't know where it comes from.
So they normally depend on imported foods. They normally import foods.
Someone like me who wants to see my own food growing is very tough. So unless there are some people who will love that country because they don't want to do farming, they don't want to grow their own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it depends on the mindset of the person, but not for me.
But you know,
So I would try that place, but it's not for
that
me.
was one thing that really discouraged. I was like, oh, it's a good country, it's a place. If you actually like nature, as we said in the beginning,
We are nature people.
that's a country to visit.
Yeah.
When it comes to sightseeing in nature, it's a good country. There's some beautiful green places you can. They have like all these botanical gardens, very nice ones actually. So you can visit. But when it comes to living there, I think we gotta be guests. We gotta be visitors.
You need sacrifice to put your mindset
Mm-hmm.
just like the way they live.
Yes.
It just feels like slavery. Like
Yeah.
you just have to work, pay the government. You don't owe nothing. You don't have anything to do besides working. You know, it's tough.
It's very tough. But there's some good things though.
Yeah.
That we learned apart from that country being expensive, about city life. Like we have said, like the whole country is like a city.
Life.
There's like every story building in every place.
So like
it's a very short,
us,
small country. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We have been advised to move from the country, from
The city?
cities. So Singapore is not for anyone who wants to move away from the city, because everywhere is city life. So if you want to only visit, okay, but if you want to move from the city life, it's not your country. So yeah, in case you were planning to go there,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, all the smaller lands, they're for beautiful gardens, not places to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they really do well to keep the tourists, because their tourist sites are really maintained.
Yes.
They look beautiful.
Mhm.
They are green. So yeah.
One thing that really impressed me is that place is very clean. Very clean. And I was so much curious, how did they make it so organized and very clean?
They discipline themselves. There are even rules. You can't spit in the public.
How much was it a fine for spitting in public?
It was like $500.
Like $500.
Singaporean dollars. And
You
that's,
just found spitting.
it's almost $500 US dollars.
I think it's something which you need to learn. You need to know before you visit. Yeah.
Please don't spit on the public if you don't have $500.
Yep.
So you're gonna pay $500, and there are cameras everywhere. You can't really see them, but they have cameras everywhere, and they have evidence that they saw you spitting. So
don't just assume there's no
Don't
camera
spit.
and there's nobody's watching you, and then you do your own things, which is against the law of Singaporeans.
And I think at some point I like that because it helps people to be self-disciplined.
Yes.
The place is really clean. The place, people have maintained their their rules. If it's no spitting, no spitting, no smoking at these specific areas, no smoking, because it's really tough to be following people up, punching, and I didn't see anybody smoking. Whatever they say, no smoking. I didn't see anybody spitting on the ground. So I think it might seem difficult for us, but for them, I think.
But I think it's
they
very nice
used.
because it enforces discipline even in yourself. You don't have to
depend on anyone to tell you when to do the right thing, when not to do the right thing at the right place. So for them, they just know no to this. Yes,
so I think the government is even managing the behavior of people, which is really a nice thing on that aspect, because you don't want to find a city whereby people are smoking everywhere. People, they're doing things everywhere. You can't even have a place where you can sit down. I think on that aspect, I will recommend that they're doing a good job on that. It's good.
Yeah, because there are some countries or some places you can go. It's like people are smoking everywhere. You are smoking 90% of what they are smoking.
Yes.
And I really like that because it's good for you, for your health. And if they know no smoking on these places, they have specific places where they smoke. They have rules to do this and this, and people have embraced it. That's really nice.
That's very
so
nice.
long as it's that, I would like that. So long as it does not go against what God says, I would love to follow that. I would love not to smoke or see anybody smoking in specific places to endanger other people's health. I don't know the reason why they do that, but for me, like, smoking and inhaling them, I think the people, I saw them research that if even the smoke, the people who don't smoke, if you get the one people around you are smoking, you look equally the same, because then for your health.
And I think that's was one of the paramount thing that I really liked in that place. What else, babe, did you learn?
I liked the way people are modest.
Yes.
Apart from the foreigners, most people I saw, they were really modest.
Very well dressed.
Do you understand what I mean by modest? So it's a place, let's say, like, it's a tropical.
It's a tropical, that's a warm
climate. And
I want you to imagine summer in the US.
And maybe summer, also summer in, like, maybe in Mombasa sometimes. There are places you go there, like, your mind is not protected at all.
Especially men.
Your mind is not protected. And when you go to open areas, a different country, you're wondering, is it really worthy to go to a place like this? And then you find people are modesty, even in that warm area where you expect, once you have seen most people embrace in, like, it's warm, we need to dress like this, but these women were modest, even men, even young kids. I'm not saying 100%, but if most people do it, I really love that, because apart from some visitors like us whom I saw they are already prepared. Oh, we are going to a warm place, we are gonna be walking naked and that. There are people who are really modest. I think I have some videos that I took, not their faces or anything, but you can see women who are dressed modest. Some like some videos if I find them. And I really love that. We need our minds to be protected at all costs all the time.
More especially men. Men are attracted by sight.
Yeah, and I love that.
Women are attracted by attention. Anyway, so the thing is, the place, I really love their culture, the way it is being engraved, even in the minds of young people. I think they start culture. God is the one who created culture. And they have deeply embraced their culture. Not like this thing people say, like when you go to Rome,
Be like
the Romans. No, but these people, most especially it's comprised of the Chinese and the Asians and the Indians. So they have really embraced their inner culture of modesty, even though it's young, middle-aged or old. They are very embracing those principles of modesty, and I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Most of us, we come from cultures which taught us how to dress, but when we are exposed to the city life, we try to take the garments of culture outside, and we start embracing a new culture, which this is God who gave us this culture. And when we try to take this culture out, not necessarily in dressing, there is a way in which we speak, there is a way in which we respond.
Yeah.
Maybe you come from a culture which doesn't curse all the time, but when you come to a culture which cursing is the order of the day, you are so much absorbed easily, and then you become like them.
And even I didn't really find anybody cursing at all.
No, there was
and these people were kind, even in the hotel, how they speak.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
they have a lot of respect. People
were really kind. Like most of the places we go, you find every word that comes from someone's mouth has to come with curses, anger, lewd words. I don't think, to be honest,
I agree, people get so mad, but that country,
saw someone like that.
It's very hard to find that somebody is mad. People come from different places with different emotions, different families, but I think there is that point in which you can step back, you listen to yourself before you speak.
I think they have been brought up well, to say, because it's not easy. But these people have embraced that to their generations, to their people, and it's not a difficult thing for them to do because it's their life. It's not something they are faking. That because human beings, we are not meant to fake for a long time. For them, it just comes natural, and I would love that. I would love to do that, and
when you do something for a long time, it becomes your habit. So you don't have to fake or do some gymnastics for you to behave in a certain way. Because if you speak the truth, you don't have to remember what you say. Because if you are asked again, you will end up saying the same thing. So when you practice something for a long time, you don't have to memorize all you do. You will just do it naturally. So for them, whatever they have embraced since childhood is what actually they are doing. So it becomes a good lesson actually to me, to us as a family, even you can borrow it, that you can practice to do the right thing all the time.
And like you can do the right thing even nobody's watching you, nobody's under your supervision, for you to do the right thing. And as a family, if you're going to have a family, you don't have to be faking, because you need to be natural, even to your kids, to your surrounding,
Mm-hmm.
and learning that it's possible to live a life like that. I was encouraged that, oh, for sure, there is another side of the of the world that still the right things are being done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another thing which we learn is about most of those people, they are fit.
Yeah.
They are fit.
These people are fit.
So I was so much impressed the way they do exercise. We are walking just this byway on the street, and actually it looks like the government's encouraging people to exercise.
Yeah.
First, to begin with, their transportation is underground.
Most of it.
Most
Like,
of the transportation
no,
is underground.
Like they are trying to get most of it to be underground.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right now we have the cars, of course, on the ground, but majorly they have a very good train system which people now travel underground. And then it's kind of traverse like the whole city, the whole country. And again, they have encouraged people to use their bicycles.
Yeah, one of our tour guides told us that in some years to come, it's only bicycles that will be on the service. Everything will be done underground.
Yeah.
And so,
If
yeah,
you want to drive,
you
drive
drive
underground. So it's very hard to own a car in Singapore. So another thing on that direction, we have talked about owning a car is very hard, and all this transportation. One thing about exercise is the government has established some centers on the streets, and
and there are
for
exercise,
exercise, yeah.
equipment by the law, by the side.
You can go and stand somewhere there and cycle, do exercise, and go. And in the evenings, there are always huge people, so many people
walking.
a lot of people walking,
So
a lot of people cycling. Like if you walk like the garden by the bay, there's so many people walking there, exercising, running,
and
jogging.
And imagine there making something that everybody embraces. It's not very difficult, because here if you see someone learning, or some countries, you would think, oh, why are they learning? Are they obese? They want to lose weight? Why are they exercising? Do they want to lose weight? It's not really necessary that you want to exercise to lose weight, to run to lose weight. It's for your health. And these people that they are breastless, nobody sees it as or looks at it as a unique thing, because
it's their way of life.
It's their way of life. It's not like where people don't do it, and when they see you doing it, they will think, oh, maybe you need to lose weight or gain weight. That's why they are doing exercise. That's why they want to learn. Why? So
I think it's a good way of making it as a way of life. You don't have to do something because you want to achieve something. So, but if you want to achieve something, it's good health, and the exercise is part of it. I think they live a good life, and close like most, like not all, but most of the population, they have embraced a healthful lifestyle.
I like that lifestyle because it's not all of us who that motivation to go to the gym. And if you find people walking, they are walking where you are walking, they are exercising equipment, not necessarily for you to lose or gain weight, but it's for you to keep fit, to be healthy, to prepare beforehand. You don't have to be sick, you don't have to be obese, you don't have to be skinny for you to exercise and gain weight. But if it's your routine to keep fit, health-wise, mind, all
Just
around,
an all-round
is a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's there's so many things we can talk about in Singapore and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but generally I would say like we had a good experience over there.
I loved Singapore.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's because of the other things that they are difficult to live without. You get? How can I live without family? How? How can I live without
Farming is one of the
family?
things which we have brought
Praise
up,
those-
we have embraced it. But yeah, so those guys, they depend on importation and everything. So there are some good things there. Actually, if you want to visit, there are so many places you can visit, and especially if you love nature. Yeah, while it's a very superstitious country, Singapore is very superstitious, by the way, very. But there's some good things you can learn.
Yeah.
There's so many things you can learn. You can learn from the of those cosmopolitan cultures which they have over there. It was a nice experience, and
Yeah, it's good to see other people how they live in the other from different perspectives.
yes,
And see where you are. And going to Singapore was another good experience. Things to learn and relearn. So I hope you also get something out of all that we have spoken, or all things, to be able to learn, and life continues before Christ comes.
sometimes it's good to get out of your comfort zone and see how someone is living his life, so you can learn something.
Before we finish, I know we're finishing. Someone looked for ugali and they couldn't find ugali.
But I'm now back to Uganda. Anyway, so so thank you so much for watching, and we hope that you will join us in our next video.
Yeah.
And we hope to
Please,
see
if you
you.
haven't subscribed,
Yeah.
subscribe, support us, share. There's more coming about, as we said, our life experience, marriage and relationships, and all around. We also do Bible study. We also do family life. It's the same with marriage and Bible study. And let's know what you would like us to talk about the next time.
Thank you so much. May God be with you.